booking out their entire day, talking all day to people, and at the end of the day, they are exhausted. That's just not my business life. These fake people, these fake gurus that. Okay, y'all. So today we're going to talk about how making money online can be simpler than you think. Right? Most people feel like making money online is either a scam because they don't know how to do it, it is too hard to do because they don't know how to do it, or that it's too good to be true because they don't know how to do it. And it really is simpler than most people make it. But because you don't have a strategy, you guys know I'm going to talk about strategy until the end of the world because you need a strategy. And so I'm going to tell you guys some of the strategies that I used in order to start making my first sales online, like you see here on the screen, and in order to build a community of people that trust me and are able to write reviews like this, like you see here on the screen. So let's go ahead and get into it. If that's something that you are interested in, you are in the right place. I encourage you to get something to write down, to write your notes down, because this is going to be a jam-packed video. So let's just get right into it. So one of the reasons I realized that I was not making money when I first started out was because, yes, I did not have a strategy, but because I did not understand what I was actually trying to attain. In my mind, and I've said this in my videos 1,000 times before, I thought that if I created the digital product, that it would actually just sell itself. Like all you have to do is create the digital product. And as I've said 1,000 times, it takes a little bit more than that. So what I realized after trial and error is that I needed to know what I was trying to attain. So what are you trying to reach? What are your goals, right? So is your goals trying to help someone solve their problem? If so, what is that person's problem? Start asking questions, right? If you have a financial goal, so you want to start making money online to where you are able to leave your job, or you want to start making money online to where you are able to just make an extra $600. You need to know what you are striving for in order to actually put the steps in place to get there. So I know everybody's telling you to make the digital product, purchase the digital product so that you can start selling it. I am going to tell you what works for me. And when I took a step back from working on the digital products and I got clear on what the reason was that I was actually doing this thing to begin with, then things started to make more sense for me. That's when things started to come together even more for me. When we understand the goal that we are trying to attain, it makes it easier to then break that big goal down into micro goals, right? And so if you know, for example, you want to help 100 people solve their problem in this area, and these are the steps that you took, you're going to start thinking about, naturally, you're going to start thinking about, well, what is it that I need to do to be able to connect with 100 people, right? What are the steps that I took to solve that problem for myself or for somebody else? How can I compile that and make that that solution simpler for somebody else? What are the gaps in the solution or in that problem that I want to highlight and make easier for somebody else? Once you start thinking about the goal and the strategy and the steps that you need to take to get to the goal, then selling the digital product or making money from the digital product is going to become so much easier, because now you're going to have a plan in place. You're going to have a strategy in place. And you're not just going to be trying to do something and then just trying to figure it out as you go. Now, I do recommend starting even when you are not ready, right? So I'm glad that you actually took the step to create the digital product, or you actually took the step to purchase a digital product that you can now resell. But I also want you to, now that you have that product and you feel the feeling of not being able to sell it, or you don't know how to actually start to get it to sell, I want you to just take a second, right? The digital product is not going anywhere, I promise you. Take a second and think about your freedom plan. Take a second to think about your big goal. Write your big goal. What is your mission in selling the digital products and offering the digital products to somebody, right? And when you figure out what your mission is and what your big goal is, then you can start breaking down that big goal into micro goals and it'll all make more sense. So, for example, if I know that I want to make $5,000 a month, I know by breaking it down, I need to make $166.67 a day, right? But I would not have known that if I did not know what my bigger goal was. So think about what your goals are. So since we're talking about goals, I want you to think about what is your number, right? In this digital business, how much money do you need to make, right? Instead of focusing on just making a sale, making the first sale, I want you to think about how much money you need to make. So if you know how much money you bring in from your 9 to 5 job and you want to just replace the income from your 9 to 5 job. So, for example, and I like to use $5,000 because that was my goal number, right? So, if you know that you make $5,000 a month at work and you want to replace your 9 to 5 income, then you know you need to make $5,000, right? And differently than how it was when working at your 9 to 5, you probably got paid hourly, you probably got paid, bi-weekly, monthly, however you got paid. Now you need to figure out what you need to make a day, a week, right, in order to get to that $5,000 a month at the end of the month. Maybe $5,000 is not your number. Maybe it's $2,000. Regardless of what your number is, I want you to think about what the actual number is that you want to make at the end of the month. And I want you to be realistic, right? Yes. Can you make tens of thousands of dollars with digital products? Absolutely, hands down, right? But let's start with a bite-sized goal, because what that is going to do is once you are able to attain that bite-sized goal, you are going to take off, because everything that you're going to learn in the process of attaining that bite-sized goal is going to contribute to you getting to the tens of thousands of dollars. So just think about how much money you need, whether it's you just want to make an extra $1,000, or you want to, I don't know, you just want to make enough money to pay off a certain debt that you have. Think about what that number is for you, and then you can start breaking it down from that main number. Okay, so you are ready to start learning more about how to make your first sale and how to continue making sales online. What I've done is I have compiled a list of 100 things and 100 ways that you can get to your first sale online. If you click the link in my description box below, I have a 100 ways to make your first sale online guide and ebook. And it's literally going to give you just that, 100 ways, 100 things for you to do in order to get to your first sale. A lot of those things, if not, I want to say at least 95% of those things on that list, I have done to make money online. So if you are ready, if you are interested in actually making sales online and not just listening to these fake people, these fake gurus that are trying to give you advice and telling you to just buy a product and blah, 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 in order to resell it. If you're actually ready to start implementing the strategies that nobody is telling you about, click the link in my description box below. You can now get this ebook for only $9.97. So it's not even $10 that you are spending on 100 ways to make your first sale. This is not going to stay at $9.97. So if you don't get it now, I cannot guarantee you that it's going to still be at the $9.97 price. This ebook is usually $97. And so for the first few of you that get it at $9.97, congratulations. But if you are ready, if you are serious, this is not a offer for everybody. If you are serious, click the link in the description box below and get to your money. Let's get back to the video. Another thing that I did that was very beneficial in me making sales online is that I had to get clear on what my business lifestyle looks like for me, right? A lot of people are talking about the 4-hour workday, the 2-hour workday to make $10,000 and all this stuff. I can't speak for somebody else's experience. I can only speak for what it is that I actually wanted to do in my business life, right? And so I know for a fact that I wanted to have more of my time back. I did not want to resign from my job or fire my job or whatever we're calling it now, but I did not want to walk away from my job and still have to then work 1,000 hours, even more in my business. And now I'm burnt out, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm like, I should have just stayed at the job where I just worked 40 to 50 hours. Like, I did not want that to be my life. And so one of the things that was important for me is to make sure that I automated my business. So automation is so important for me. So I have days where I literally create my entire email sequence, which if you have the 100 ways to make your first sale online, you'll learn more about email sequencing. But I will have a specific day where I create all of my email sequences for that week. And that is one less thing that I have to worry about doing for the entire week, right? I will have one day to where I am going in my back end and just making sure that all of my expenses and everything are good. And that's the day that I'm doing that. I have one day when I'm taking a few hours to record and batch record my content so that I'm not every single day hustling and bustling trying to get all of this stuff done. Because when you are running a digital business, you have to understand that oftentimes, especially in the beginning, you are a one-man show, you are a one-woman show. And so you want to be able to automate as much as you can so that you're not running around like a chicken with your head off. All this hustle culture, I don't know if it's for you, but it's just not for me. And so I want you to take the time to think about what your business lifestyle looks like for you. If you work 40 hours a week at work, do you want to work 40 hours in your business? And if so, that's fine. But just knowing whether you do or you don't is important. So start thinking about that. For me, I like to get a lot of my work done the first half of the day so that I have the rest of the evening to the afternoon and evening to do whatever it is that I want to do. But that's me, right? That might not work for you. So I strategically plan out my days to where I'm able to have more of my time back. And so what may work for me may not work for you, right? I meet with my community once a week because I want to be able to make sure that I am holding them accountable, that they are staying on track, and that they're able to ask me any questions that they need as they are on this journey, right? So I want them to be able to have direct access to me. But I also don't want to be so overwhelmed like some of these coaches and consultants to where they are booking out their entire day, talking all day to people. And at the end of the day, they are exhausted. That's just not my business life, right? That might work for somebody else, but that does not work for me. And so I just want you to take the time to think about, what do I want my business life to actually look like? Because when you do get to the point where you are able to walk away from your job, now you don't have to get up at a certain time in the morning to clock in, right? Now your day is literally yours, but you have to make sure that your business is running fluidly and effectively and efficiently, right? Because you want to stay in business. And so just think about that. Think about what your business life looks like to you. If you've made it to this part of the video, thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching it to the end. I am going to offer you a special opportunity just for sticking around to this part of the video. If you are interested in joining us in Digital Product School and meeting with us every single Thursday, if you click the link down in the description box below and you use the code I am ready 40 right here, you can have the opportunity to get 40% off of your entire membership for the entire year, right? So that's a gift to you for sticking around. That is the end of this video, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure that you are liking this video, subscribe to the channel, of course, if you haven't already, and make sure that you comment what was your best takeaway and your most valuable point that you got from this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.